A lot of men don't want to hear this. But the truth is, a woman never forgets how you treated her when she was pregnant. That includes postpartum. And I know, again, y'all don't like to hear this because, oh, what about me and my needs? Oh, this whole time I had to do everything for her. And she just, you know what I'm saying, so pregnant and is an excuse for everything. And then, I feel like I'm on the back burner and the baby's on the front. Look, man, first off, the baby didn't ask to be here. So don't be trying to compete with the baby for the woman's affection and attention anyway. But regardless of that, when a woman is pregnant, she's at her most vulnerable state. She's at her most vulnerable state. And not only is she at her most vulnerable state, she's there because of what she's doing for the both of y'all. Meaning she's doing something for you. She's extending your legacy. And so in this time when she's the most vulnerable, when she needs you the most, what you do to her or how you treat her is going to speak the loudest about who you truly are. And again, this is also for women who are in postpartum, in that time where they're not themselves. And I understand as men, we don't have this experience, so it's hard for us to empathize and truly understand. And I'm not saying I have everything down. That's why I always ask women to vouch for me if I'm telling the truth. But when a woman is pregnant, your betrayals, your disrespect, it hit different because she's in a situation she literally cannot walk away from. There's no escape. There's no escape latch, even if she wanted to. Once it gets past a certain point, like when she's pregnant and when she knows she has a child on the way and, she's not going that other route, like there's no escaping that. She's locked in. And so if you sitting there picking and choosing when you want to show up for her, it's an extremely abandoning experience. Not only that, her hormones are just up and down. They playing Jenga. And you sitting there removing one of the foundational blocks of her mental stability because you up in your feelings. Her body is changing. She's becoming somebody new. So if in that time she's realizing you are not the somebody you presented yourself as, it's going to hit different. She's never going to forget how you treated her when she was pregnant. And it's going to look a lot like she's not forgiving you. Now, it's not to say she can't forgive you. It's not to say that she can't let things go. It's to say that if you did her bad when she was pregnant, not only will she let it go, what you did, she's likely to let you go too. Because now how she sees you is different. It's one thing when she can rationalize about y'all being in a bad time. Maybe she raised her voice. Maybe she disrespected. Maybe she wasn't as considerate of your needs and your feelings. And hey, maybe. But in a time where she's most vulnerable, I would say it's a difference between, a guy trying to cause you harm or, put your life in danger so you get physical with him versus you getting physical with like a child or a dog, like something defenseless. It's like that person, that entity didn't even stand a fair chance, a fair fight with you. And that's when you chose to be your most violent self as opposed to somebody who at least was okay. When a woman is pregnant, yes, she's going to have days when she's okay. But ultimately, that whole situation is when she needs you most, when she's most vulnerable. And so out of all times, if you pick that to be the time where you want to play with her, you saying to her, like, I hate you. It don't matter how much you show, I love you. That it's not going to be the same. She's going to see you differently. Like when a woman's body is building your baby, you building excuses about the ways that you're doing her and the ways that you escaping responsibility or whatever it is that you're doing. You know good and well that she needs you. And it's funny because as men, we understand this concept. We say, oh, the woman that held us down at our lowest. Like we want to give her praises, or we talk about a woman that didn't hold us down when we were at our lowest. We love to talk about that. We don't talk enough about how as men, a lot of times the woman is pregnant at her lowest, or at least at her deepest need for us, for something she's doing for us. And that's when we abandon her. And abandonment don't look like literally just going ghost, and probably you did. But it also looks like, when you had her multitasking, growing both the human y'all two conceived, as well as dealing with the fact that you wouldn't grow up. That's a form of abandonment for a woman that's pregnant with your child. That is a form of abandonment for a woman that is pregnant with your child. Whether you like it or not. That woman is creating life with you. And you are creating distance from her. That is a form of abandonment. She over there, struggling. She probably bent over a toilet in the middle of the night, throwing up, just going through the pregnancy experience. And you over there sighing loudly because, she's keeping you up with her morning sickness. It's interrupting your sleep. The bar is in hell. And somehow a lot of y'all still tripping over it and don't know why a woman does not want to deal with you anymore. Oh, it was just this. Oh, I was just that. She was just pregnant. That was the wrong time. Your emotional support expiring right when her emotions got the realest for her. She'll never, ever, ever be able to look at you the same. When your patience got, shorter with her feelings, as the days wore on, as the more that she needed you, when her hormones lasted for 9 months and your empathy for what she was dealing with lasted just a few minutes, she'll never forget it. She'll never forget it. She gave up all of this stuff, man. She gave up the weight she was at. She gave up wine and caffeine and sushi. She gave up all kinds of stuff, and you couldn't even give up one boys' night to support her. She'll never forget it. Her sacrifices in that time are somewhat mandatory. They're dictated by biology, but you made yours optional when it's convenient. She'll never forget that. Ladies, am I speaking facts or fiction? Y'all let me know down in the chat. Put facts if I'm speaking facts. It hurt different if she's adjusting her entire existence to bring this child into the world and you can't even adjust a single weekend. It hurt different. This is why it's important as a woman. I honestly just say, you're not going to get much out of a man who has not yet come to understand this himself. He's not yet come to the place where he can put himself second or even third to support and be there for you whenever you're not even able to put yourself first. Don't even deal with a man that already has not gotten to that place of evolution within himself with his ego and his pride and his insecurity of always needing to be front and center. Don't even deal with a man like that, because in times where you're pregnant, in times where you're most vulnerable, is when he's going to come up short. That's when the damage is really lasting. Shantae, you said you never knew verbal abuse was real until now. And that's what I'm saying. So if he has all of these unresolved things or ways that he's normalized and gotten comfortable in, instead of doing the work from whatever it is he's going to blame that on, his neglect while you're pregnant or his verbal abuse while you're not, or whatever it may be, you are fighting a losing battle by trying to explain to him and talk to him and get through to him. You're fighting a losing battle. It's much better to just get you an alpha male that already gets it, comes in already understanding. It's one thing if you're 20 years old, but those of y'all 30, 35 and up, you already did the work to come in at a certain point, to come at a certain level of maturity and work on yourself and self-love. You need a man who's equally yoked, a man who is an alpha male, because he's done the work. He's put his pride and ego aside. An alpha male understands, if you're going to be bringing my baby into this world, the least I can do in this 9 months of your conception is make sure I conceive the healthiest, safest, most peaceful environment for you. That may mean a little bit more grace whenever she's not her best self. That may mean a little bit more reassurance whenever she's, dealing with some insecurities or vocalizing or acting from a place of insecurity. That may mean that. Maybe you need to affirm her a little bit more. You see, alpha males understand this. This is why I say skip the line. Y'all be trying to apply your nurturing and your restorative skills to these men for work they have not restored and evolved and grown and done the work on themselves. But the moment you stop trying to force a man to grow up is the moment you are able to position yourself for the man who's already grown. Heather says, thought I'd just let you know, your baby still talk to them. I guess you're saying I still got it. If you are, thank you. But hopefully the men that need this get it. But I'm already knowing a small percentage will. So really this is for women. If you're dealing with a man who's ever put you in that position and you struggling to see him again the exact same way or open up to him the exact same way, I'm telling you, you're justified. You're justified. It doesn't make you bitter, cold hearted, closed off. It doesn't mean that you're unforgiving. As a woman, when you needed him the most, when you were the most vulnerable, he treated you the worst. You're totally justified in saying, I can't unlearn what you had me learn about you. I can't unsee what you had me see in you. He treated your pregnancy fears like they were so dramatic. He said your anxiety was excessive, despite the real risk you were taking on for the both of y'all and that child, for the three of y'all, should I say. That is a telltale sign. If somebody can't come through for you when you ain't got nobody, even yourself, I think I need my brothers to understand. And again, ladies, if I'm speaking facts, y'all let me know I'm speaking facts. But when you are pregnant, your body ain't even your own no more. Your appetite ain't your own no more. Your energy ain't your own no more. Your sleep ain't your own no more. It's different for a man. We get up, okay, like it's time to get ready. It's time to drink our coffee or whatever thing a man might do in the morning. It's time to get up. It's time to get active. But a woman that's pregnant, you get woken up. You struggle to go to sleep because something in your body is still kicking or pressing on your bladder. Like you got pains. You can't even walk the same. Like your body is changing. It ain't that you just forced it. Like you just, ain't got no discipline. So you eat more. There's something changing your body. There's something changing your hormones. There's something changing your energy, your sleep, your mood. There's something changing your thought patterns. There's something changing what you can and cannot do, what you can and cannot eat. So in a time where you're not even for yourself, the man can't be there for you. That's why I always say, man, pregnancy, it doesn't just illuminate a woman's strength. It also reveals a man's weaknesses. It also reveals a man's weaknesses. If a man has a very weak ego or fragile ego, if he has no command over his pride, he has not evolved, he has not dealt with that, it's going to show whenever you're pregnant. When he feel like you can't go nowhere, or ain't nobody gonna want you, or you can't do nothing without him, or ain't nobody gonna find you attractive, when he feel like you need him more than he needs you, you find out a lot about that man. You find out a lot about that man. So in this time, if he has a hard time, again, not being selfish, if that's his weakness, selflessness, consideration for others, it's going to show itself whenever you're pregnant. It ain't going to show itself whenever you fine and you fit and you got everything together and you sound good, you look good, and you smell good, and no, it's going to show whenever your hair is messy and, you're not putting yourself together as much anymore, and you're just making it through the day, and maybe you need more sleep than normal, and therefore that leaves him hanging at night. It's going to reveal it then. If he has a weak level of discipline physically, is going to show when you're pregnant. Well, I'm over here. I got needs too. Is another way of saying I don't have the discipline to make sacrifices even for a season of bringing new life into this world. The least I could do is just hold it down. Be horny a couple of extra nights, maybe even weeks, in times where you don't feel as sexy. The worst of it is just a little extra discipline. Shannon says, my water broke my first child. He said, are you sure? And when I had my infant, hold on, and it's hopping around the house, he said, I can't help you. You'll see what his weakness is. He's vanishing during your pregnancy complications. He's proven he can't handle the whole in sickness before y'all even get to saying the vows. He's showing you who he is. That's the good part about it all. You see, when a man shows you who he truly is, that's the perfect time to get him out the way. That's the perfect time to get him out the way. For the man who's not going to reveal later on who he is, he's going to be who he is and then show and prove that day after day after day from the very beginning. The alpha male. It's so important. Like y'all, pregnancy is too dangerous for y'all to be just doing it with anybody. I'm not coming at you. I'm just emphasizing even more so how much of a gift and a privilege it is for a man to have you giving birth to his and y'all's child. That is too dangerous. It's too important. So don't put yourself in a position where you got to be trying to fix or grow up or mature somebody else to be ready for what you are giving them as a privilege. It is so much better to be with a man who comes in already knowing these things, and they do exist. And I teach you exactly how to get to those men, by the way, because it's not about you getting to them. It's about you positioning yourself for them. They're already looking. But they cannot find you behind certain things that you may be dealing with in your life. Certain ways that you may be moving. I'm not talking about you being in the clubs. I'm not talking about you just not being on apps or anything like that, but in the way that you move with yourself, with other men. It's certain things that will obstruct the path of an alpha male towards you, no matter how good of a woman you are. And I went in depth with that, so I'm not going to go too far here, but I went in depth with that on my masterclass, Secrets to Attracting Alpha Males Only. If you want more of that, click the link that you see pinned down in the comments, or just comment the word secrets. I'll send it to you. Comment the word secrets and I will send it to you so you can get in position to receive your alpha male. Like the other 12,000 women who have given testimonials that using those strategies to attract alpha males, they've received theirs. Comment the word secrets. I'll send it to you for free. But just know, you feel a way about this man. You don't trust him the same because he publicly embarrassed you, or maybe about your changing body or something like that, turning what should have been one of the most powerful transformations in your life into your most insecure season of your life. It's totally fine that you don't see that man the same way. He was making his comfort more important than your basic needs in this time of pregnancy, establishing a hierarchy where even, when you're at your most vulnerable, you still rank second. He's telling you who he is. And you're not wrong for not unseeing what he's put right in front of your face. You are not wrong, sis. A woman never forgets how she was treated when she was pregnant, because that treatment, it wasn't just the relationship moment. It was the ultimate character reveal. When all the dating mask came off and real life kicked in, a man in that situation shows exactly who he would be in a time where you need him the most, when the stakes are the highest, when there's the most to lose. That's when as a woman, you see the unfiltered version of that man. No games and pretending, or none of that. Just pure character under pressure. So as a man, you got to understand, you can't PR your way out of who you were when she could barely even tie her own shoes. I don't care what you say. Oh, I was just going through something. No, it wasn't. That was you showing her exactly who you would be when she's going through everything for y'all. Some people are going to disagree with this, but if you're one of those that agree with what I just said or anything I just said, keep your money. I just ask that you pay it forward by finding a little arrow down there and sharing it with somebody else on your timeline. You might just save a life by doing that. If this blessed you, be a blessing to somebody else by hitting that share button. I'm your internet big bro. You know I got your back. Hopefully this was of value to somebody. And if it was and you want more for free, but you want a much deeper dive on that topic of attracting alpha males, I gave away the strategies, again, for free. I broke it down. I simplified it for you so you can see results in the next 24, 48 hours. Click the link you see pinned down here in the comments, or comment the word secrets, and I'll send you a link to my free masterclass, Secrets to Attracting Alpha Males Only, for free. Y'all be good. Peace.